Good afternoon. We're here looking at United States cybercrime, some current and future theories about it. This is a presentation for Ferris State University, ISI 9301, from Kyle, Robert, Thomas, and Rob. Today, some of the theories that we're going to examine, we are going to look at some current and future theories. We're going to look at cyber espionage and insider threats in the current theories, and in the future theories, we're going to look at the rise of attack with mobile devices and an increasing targeted attacks. First off, as far as how common is cybercrime in these attacks, well, as you can see on the screen, over 550 million victims per year. That's more than the entire population of the European Union. So basically, the entire continent of Europe, there are more cybercrime attacks per year and cybercrime victims. 18 victims per second, 1.5 million victims per day. What is cyber espionage? That's the first current theory that we're going to talk about. And cyber espionage is unauthorized spying by computer. It's commonly used against government networks or other defense or other espionage units, but basically government networks. And the problem with this, as far as from a defense standpoint, is it's very difficult sometimes to pinpoint the source and where these cyber espionage attacks are coming from. Many times they are done against government networks by other governments and other state agencies. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about is APT1. It was discovered by a security consulting group, Mandiant. It was the Chinese government-supported hacking group. They are a huge threat to United States technology. They are capable of capturing a lot of information in a very small amount of time. They've compromised many different U.S. weapons systems and many different companies around the nation. The big thing there is those 20 different industries. So it's a large group of a large population that they're attacking. It's not just the defense industry or the food industry or the technology industries. There are 20 different industries that they have attacked over the past few years. Now, these are the industries that involved, and you can see information technology and aerospace are up at the top, but you can see that there's a wide variety there, all of which have been compromised by APT1 and are under risk of being compromised again. Insider threats is the next current theory to look at. Now, insider threats is when someone is employed or stationed with an agency and they make attacks from the inside while employed there still. This is responsible for 58% of company related security issues. It is now a recruited method for attacking from the inside. Some facts about insider threats. Approximately, it takes 57.1 days to resolve insider threat attacks. So when there is an insider threat, an attack from that angle, it isn't just a quick fix that the security personnel can go through and easily change something the next day. It takes nearly 3 months to fix these problems that have been made because of these insider threats. Usually, these are very hard to detect before it's too late. It's hard to find out who your insider threat is until they've actually made their attack and compromised your security from within. Two major cases of insider threats, especially one that happened just recently, was Edward Snowden. He was a contract employee with the NSA, and he has leaked massive amounts of government information. He did it through the media, and he has hid out in hotels for the past little bit, and he's currently seeking asylum while in Russia, trying to figure out where he can go. Another incident was Robert Hanssen, who worked at the Defense Intelligence Agency, and he sold confidential information to Russia for around 20 years. He would do dead drops throughout the Washington, D.C. area, and the biggest reason we caught him is basically he got sloppy, he got too confident in what he was doing because he had been doing it for simply so long. So insider threats are a huge, huge problem. Here's some of our Part ACH analysis for the current threats. as you can see there's some inconsistencies with the presented hypotheses. It is done without the generally incorporated personal bias of this. So our future threats, one of the problems that you have with future threats is they're not easily recognized, and it's hard to tell what is going to happen because, well, none of us can see the future. Most of the time, a lot of these are seen as a possible expansion of current threats. And since cybercrime is rising so rapidly and so quickly, it is something that we can easily see as being a future threat in and of itself. The first one we're going to look at is mobile devices. Why is this such a huge threat? Is because of the rise in popularity. Popularity of cell phones. There are now more mobile cell phone users than there are people in the United States. So for every there's a 103% saturation rate of cell phone and mobile devices in the United States. So there are more cell phones and more mobile devices being used in the United States than there are people, which sounds strange, but it is possible when you get people with more than one device. The thing with mobile devices is they're relatively easy to hack into and attack, and it's really easy for a worm or a virus to spread rapidly over a network. And because people usually use these to access personal information, such as bank accounts or other financial institutions, it's easy information for a hacker to gain from just that small device. How can you protect it? Well, use antivirus software. Only buy apps from known vendors. This is a really key one. When you get apps that, oh, I want to play the latest game or get the latest map for my mobile device, if you don't know who's coming into your computer and where the app came from, it's really easy to get some malware onto your mobile device. A targeted attacks, one of these big things that we're seeing here is a rise in specific attacks against specific people. Two notable ones that have happened in the past have been the Red October attacks and the Stuxnet attacks on mainly Iranian nuclear facilities. And who's at risk of the target attacks? The big one that most people don't think of is the big business, the Fortune 500 companies. 42% of mailboxes targeted for attack are high-level executives and senior managers or people in research and development. Reason being is because this can cause a significant amount of damage even by another nation state to our company's infrastructure if they get into some of these Fortune 500 companies. So what can be done to stop some of these future attacks? Well, they're nearly impossible to prevent because of the fact that they haven't happened yet. Focus must be made on detection and mitigation, trying to reduce the damage that it can be done and also to increase the detection as far as the speed and when we will find these things out. So as far as the future attacks, this is our PARC ACH analysis for those. There's once again some inconsistencies, but you can see that the mobile device one is much higher and receives almost double the score of the target attack. These are some of the references that we used for this report. And thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please let us know by either posting here underneath the video or